going on, CYBL Nation? Welcome back to another CYBL Today podcast. I'm here, your co-hosts, Daniel and Alan, and we're here to bring to you some just recap of this season. We've had so many things happen since we last got on the pod, and so we just want to break it down. Hey, Alan, what's your thoughts over the last few weeks here?
I think something that we talked about, the impossible literally happened in this season. Something that I don't think anyone saw coming. The Angels have pulled off the greatest comeback.
Man,
I think the greatest comeback in CYBL history at this moment.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is our first one where teams don't make
Eliminated.
they
Yeah,
get eliminated. Yeah, so they've pulled off the greatest late season comeback ever to
incredible.
just squeeze in to the playoffs, man. That's the most intense thing I've ever seen. Like it
Yeah.
literally came down to the last 2 seconds of the Flames game,
Hmm.
and that's how they made it in. But they also did their own work by beating the top two teams in the league, who are
Wow.
still the top two teams in the league. They beat the Flames and the Lions. And wow,
Insane.
so what an exciting end to the season.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was just one of the events that happened, but there's so much.
Yeah, no, I think a couple things when you said that came to mind. And I think the first thing was just that like we ended the last podcast saying how we thought that this is like unrealistic take that they would make it.
Mm, yes,
And yet it's like a miracle has happened. It has
yeah,
literally taken place. The most
absolutely.
incredible, like when you look at everything that had to align in order for this to take place, it is insane. It's completely insane.
Oh yeah.
You had to have the strikers lose. You had to have the Rams lose by 17 points, which I mean they lost exactly by 17 points, which is
Unbelievable.
insane.
Unbelievable.
And the Angels had to win both their two games in order to make it, which
Yeah.
they did. And they
Yeah.
beat both of those two top teams, which is insane to me to think that we're sitting here right now and talking about this. Because in my mind, when I'm looking at the Angels, I'm saying it's a fresh start. It's a brand new beginning
Yes.
for them.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
reason
Well,
why,
go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, because the reason why is they don't have anything to fear, even going into this round. They've already
No.
beaten
Mm-hmm.
they beat
Yes.
both the two top teams. They've already beaten the Flames. They don't have anything to fear. As a matter of fact, right now they have nothing to lose. They're gonna lay everything on the line right now, and I think we're about to see almost probably the best. And you can tell me if you agree with this, but I think we're gonna see the best first place seed versus eighth place seed game that we have seen ever. I think we're about to see that.
I think my headset just came disconnected there. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Good. I just heard it disconnect there. I'm like, well, we'll see how this goes. No. Yeah. And that has got to be one of the greatest things I've seen. And I feel bad for the Rams. Just,
Yeah.
they lost their playoff spots. They pulled together as a team at the end of the season there too.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
were
They did.
finally starting to look good.
They did.
And it was just too big of a task. I mean, the Flames had pulled away so far. It was just
Yeah.
hard for them to kind of get back into that game. But I really appreciate what they did there. Strikers, once again, unfortunate. Jaden wasn't
Mm,
there. But that game
yeah.
they played against the Rams and the Strikers, the game they played was a good game.
Yeah.
Um, and it just showed what the Strikers could be as well, because the
Hmm.
Strikers had a great game against the Rams.
Did you also remember how they played? I think it was against the Eagles. Strikers played against the Eagles there, and they lost by what, 1 point?
1 point, yeah, it came down to that free throw, which yeah, that was just unfortunate, but timing
Uh,
on what happened there. But we won't get into that. Yeah, no. So yeah, it was what a game. What a end of the season for them. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but they're two teams aren't going to make it, right?
two teams
And
are gonna
so
make it.
this
It doesn't
season
get
it's
any
them, but
closer.
yeah, oh yeah,
It doesn't get any closer. Like you talk about the two bottom teams, sure, they're bottom teams, but the Strikers lost most of the games within like 4 points, 5 points of each other.
yeah,
Most of their games are not like extreme blowouts, except for obviously this last matchup without Jaden there. Most of
yeah,
their games are within 5 points, and so you look at those, you're like, ah,
yeah, yeah,
those are the ones that really hurt. They sting because you know you could have, but I also think there's always room to like learn. There's always room to grow, and I think
Hmm.
after a season like this, there's room for this team to grow
Yeah.
into I think even more going forward in the following seasons. And I think same can be said for the Rams expansion team. That
Hmm.
team's never played together once in their life. That was like
Yeah.
a brand new team from complete scratch
Hmm.
coming in. And so to finish with 2 wins, which when you look at the standings ending off the season,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah. It was
How many teams finished with four
five,
two,
five
four
teams.
two, 2-3, and then the 3-3, 1-3-3.
Yeah, 1-3-3. Yeah, that's crazy. It five teams at 4-2. It literally came down to point differential for the top five teams.
That is
That's
just
insane.
insane.
Yeah.
That is just crazy to me. I don't think ever in CYBL history we've ever had a situation like this before.
No, where yeah, it's quite evenly, dispersed
Hmm.
and kind of like you said with the Rams. I mean, look at the Warriors, right?
Hmm.
They they made it to the finals last season, but for a
They
few
did.
seasons there was one season they almost didn't win a game, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
they won one, and then they had another bad season, and then now look at them. They're one of those teams that you
exactly.
fear playing against, right?
Yeah,
So I think the encouragement for the Rams and the Strikers is like you got to work together. You've got to try and find time to have those practices and not get discouraged. And I think that was a key part where Ashton was a key part in that in his team chat. And we'd hear back from the
yeah,
coach that he was just encouraging them always, not never like getting down on the guys because it's so
hmm.
easy to play the blame game, right? You can
It
go,
is.
oh well, you're not doing this, and oh my team's no
Yeah,
good. Well, that's not going to help anyone.
no,
And
no
I
one.
think Ashton raised the level for everyone around him and his team. They all have
It's good.
just risen to the occasion, and they are a really good team. And sure enough, you'll be playing them in the first round, so it's a big
Yeah,
matchup.
it's a big matchup, and it's a hard one. I don't want to say too much about that one. I don't want to go there
Yes.
yet. I don't want to go there yet. And also, when we do go there, I probably won't be saying too much because,
No, I
you
know
know,
you won't. I know you won't.
not trying to light a fire, where it should be lit.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's, switching gears here, as you know, like we've got obviously playoffs coming up, which we'll talk about in a little bit. We also have the All-Star game coming. Oh, that's my phone. The All-Star game is coming up here in a bit as well. And so with the All-Star game coming up, we've got obviously like the All-Star voting is in. It is completed. And wow, why don't we take a look? Let's take a look first at the All-Star roster. I want you to tell me what you think. I'm going to list off the players, both teams, and I want you to tell me your thoughts on these all-star teams, how they match up, who you think is going to come out on top. So this year, for anyone who doesn't know, this season we're doing divisions for the All-Star game. So it's going to be Legacy Division versus the Destiny Division. And so going right away into the Legacy Division here, we'll check out their roster. You've got Zach Denman. Zach Denman's in Legacy. You've got Jordan Cuban, JQ. JQ.
Yes.
JQ. He looks ready to me. Liam, Liam McAllister. We've got Kingston. He didn't make the playoffs, but he made the All-Star team. So there he
Yeah.
goes. And then you've got Ashton Packett's there. Ewan Kenwright, Michael Duenas, Keel Wilson, Rylan Goddard. And that is the Legacy team. What's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts on Legacy?
Yeah. I mean, Legacy's yeah. We're just looking at both divisions. Sorry, but wow. Legacy's good. I feel like it'll be interesting to see them try and all kind of work together. That's kind of all I'm feeling with it when I'm looking at it. I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting
It
to see
will
a
be interesting.
team out of that. I feel like there's
Mm-hmm.
great
Mm-hmm.
individuals there. I'm interested to see how they're going to play together.
Okay, well, let's take a look now at Destiny here. You got Nathan Lanning,
Hmm.
MVP candidate. You got Aiden Stockton, also MVP candidate. You got Riam Cunningham. Didn't make the playoffs also, but he made the All-Star team, so that's good. And you also got Jaden. Jaden's also in the All-Star team. You got Eddie, All-Star team. You got Parker Ranka. You got Dante. last season All-Star team as well. Can he win the
Nice.
All-Star MVP?
Yes.
He's, can he do it? We'll have to see. Sebastian, he's there, and then you got Ethan Ney. So
Yeah. That
what?
one, honestly, I feel like that is absolutely stacked. If they don't absolutely wipe the legacy division, I will be shocked. I
I
will
was
be
waiting
shocked.
for your thoughts. I was waiting for your thoughts.
I will be shocked. You've got like some of the greatest point guards on this team. You've got
Mm,
some of the greatest rebounding squad ever. You've got Ethan Ney,
that's
Riem.
crazy.
Yeah, you've got Ethan Ney, Riem, Aiden, Eddie, like, and then you've just got like the greatest shooter we've ever had in the league
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
Nathan.
yeah.
And I just think like
Wow.
I could see them absolutely wiping the legacy division. Now, in
Even,
saying that,
even, even with Zach, even with Liam, even with JQ and Kingston
I
and
just feel like
Ashton,
there's too much individuals there.
Keel,
I
Keel.
just feel.
You think JQ is an individual though?
No, I don't
Come
think he's individual.
on.
I think they need to run it through JQ and
Mm.
run it through Liam or Ashton, and
I
then
see. They got pieces they can run through. They got pieces they can run
they've
through.
got pieces they can run through, but I think they need to actually run it through those pieces for it to work.
True, true,
And
true.
whether that actually gets ran that way will be
Well,
the
who knows?
whole nother
You
question.
might be their coach. What if that happens?
What? I gotta coach my own guys. I'm in the Destiny
That's
division.
true. You can't. You
I
can't.
can't
You
be
can't.
traded
You
to the
can't. Yeah,
legacy.
yeah, yeah. You can't do that.
Yeah.
No, you
I think I've
can't.
coached at the amount of times I've coached an all-star game is so many.
Yeah.
I think I always get it whenever I'm coaching, and so
That's funny.
it'd be interesting to see someone else go at it. But if I do it,
Yeah,
this is a solid team, and
man. Yeah. I
wow,
think that'd be.
that's
I think.
incredible.
Yeah, I know it is incredible. But we're really gonna get this. I mean, well, right now, based on statistics alone, if we just had to
Yes.
be completely honest. The Destiny division is the better
Yeah.
division based off statistics alone. They're the better division. But I mean, we can't deny the players that are like you've got a two-time MVP in Zach Denman. He's still there, right? You got JQ, who's like kind of like a floor general, but also Liam's also a floor general. And to
Hmm.
be honest, I could see that working out kind of cool because I feel like JQ kind of only plays the one as to Liam can play the one or the two, and so
Hmm.
that could be interesting to see. And then you got Kingston on that squad who is one of the up and coming like rookies in our league, and he has also like carried the Rams this season. And I think he's got a lot to show. He's also he gives them some length too, some height in there. He's also a good rebounder. He's not on the like the Ethan Ney or the Riems, but he's a good
Yeah.
rebounder.
Yeah,
And then
for sure.
you've got obviously Ashton, your leader, your captain, he is going to be consistent. Ashton, you can always
Yeah.
count on him. And then you've got Ewan, Kenwright. He's an up and coming star. This is his
He is an up and coming star. Yeah.
He's a second. I think it's his second or third season as an All Star. As far as I can
Hmm.
remember, I think it's his second or third season. Actually, it's his third because he was an All Star and then he had a concussion, so he couldn't come to the
Right.
last one.
Right.
But so it's his third season as an All Star voted in, which is saying something. He's really shown himself, I guess, in the last year of who he is as a player. So I think that's kind of cool to see, from when he came into
Yeah.
the league
Yeah.
to now. Like, remember when he came in the league, man?
Yeah.
On
Had
the
the killer
Lions?
first game and then a
Yeah,
struggle for the rest of the season.
yeah,
I think he just had to grow into the league, and he's
he did.
grown into it very well.
He has, and he's coming into like he's in grade 9 now, so I feel like he's gonna enter his prime soon. He's gonna enter his prime soon. That's good.
Yeah.
So then you got Michael Duenas, consistent center for the Angels here
Yeah. The
coming in.
floater king. The
Hey,
floater king.
literally the floater.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be, and then you got Teal also on my team. He's
Hmm.
also like he does a little bit of everything. Like I think
Everything. He does
I,
everything.
he does everything. You would call him. You're what you would call him a combo guard because he does
Hmm.
just a little bit of everything. He can defend. He can grab rebounds. He can pass. He can shoot. He does a
Well,
little
and
bit
he's
of
just got
everything.
hustle too, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
and the
yeah.
other thing is he's got great basketball IQ.
Great basketball
So
IQ.
great
And
basketball IQ.
you watched that last game that he played in. well, I mean, the last game against that we played versus the Knights, where
Nights.
he literally every fast break he was just pump faking.
Yeah.
He would make
Yeah.
everybody jump. He'd make everybody jump. He'd go to
Yeah.
fast break, pump fake, and he because he's patient. He's not rushing his stuff. He's actually like I feel like he sees the game slow, which
Yeah.
is like kind of you need that, and to have that early in your life is a big thing. So, and
Hmm.
then you got Rylan as well, who's another up and coming rookie, who actually lit it up for the Lions in quite a few games of theirs.
But yeah.
So like that's there, and I mean like obviously when you look over it, you have some consistency in the destiny with some of the greatest shooter in CYBL history,
Yeah.
undoubtedly. So you got
Yeah.
Aiden, who has won the MVP now. What is it, 3 times? I think he's a 3-time
I know,
MVP,
just yeah, finals MVP,
final
like
MVP.
yeah,
You know,
solidified himself as probably one of the greatest ever,
ever.
you
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We gotta take snapshots of these things because these it's not gonna last forever. It's not gonna
No.
last forever. This is
Yeah.
like an era when we talked about, like you and me, we've talked about this, but there's an era, and I know we talked about in the last one in the last
Yes.
part because it's just unreal to
The
me thinking about it, thinking since the beginning of this thing that now we're in an era coming to an end. Like it literally
hmm
is. We got a few more seasons with these kind of like iconic top players that have been in the league
yes.
for a long time. Everybody knows them, and they just have been on the top, on the top. They're
hmm
they're about to retire CYBL, go on to
Yeah.
future things, future great things. I'm hoping and praying for them. But they're about to
hmm
retire CYBL soon. And that means that a whole new other set of young talents coming in.
hmm
This begs my question, and I like where this is heading now. Who do you think, when we look at the young talent in CYBL right now, who do you think, what is the top or the young talent that you see for CYBL? And if you had to essentially almost like grade them from like a 5-star to a 4-star kind of thing, where would you put them in terms of potential?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Wow. I think what we saw from Kyson last game
Mm,
had to be one of the most
wow.
like he literally
Wow.
you could just tell he's gleaned off Nathan
Yeah.
so much because
Yeah.
he was hitting everything and from
Everything.
distance it wasn't
Yeah.
like he was hitting his threes and then too he was doing pump fakes like he was smart like he was doing
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
looked
Yeah.
like he looked like just a little bit shorter of a Nathan Lanning. That's all
Mm,
I saw and I thought
wow.
wow, like
Wow.
that's kind of what you're looking for in the younger guys. They're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be gleaning off the guys who are retiring out of the league,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so I think honestly, like I'm gonna definitely keep my eyes on him, like
Yeah.
as it goes on. Try to make some
Yeah.
trades.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Um, no, but
Or they
he's
might
been.
lock him into a 5-year contract, man. So
Yeah,
I
exactly,
don't know.
exactly. And then two, like I guess I'll just go through each team, kind of name one that
Yeah,
I
why
think,
not?
but
Why not?
like on our team, I saw that was even Jamie. Like Jamie,
Mm,
it's not that he's doing anything offensively, and I don't really care that much because we've probably got one of the most solid offensive players,
hmm
dominant offensive players that there is, right? So
hmm
what he's doing is he's learning the 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 small things first, and defensively, like he's taking on some bigger matchups, I think, this year, and honestly. I'm noticing more and more like he's looking like his brother. He's looking like Aiden
Wow.
out there. He's
Okay.
starting like his defense is incredible. Like his rebounding, he's getting up there now. He's
hmm
starting to really come out of his shell. Now, are we going to see him break out next season? Maybe not, but maybe
hmm
2, 3 seasons from now,
hmm
kind of as Aiden's finally out of here, you might start seeing his brother rise to the occasion, right? Like Jamie might really rise up.
Interesting.
Um,
Interesting.
yeah, and then like your team, obviously Thomas,
hmm
right? I think he's an up and coming player. He once
Yeah.
again, like you can just see
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
players are mimicking
Yeah.
the talent they have in front of them. So
Yeah.
Thomas is looking exactly like Liam. Like he
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just he's the way he's commanding the floor, the
hmm
movement off the ball, and I think that's what you're looking for, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
The Eagles, I don't know. They all like. I mean,
No, who
Parker's
I got?
obviously.
Yeah,
You got someone that? Well, I mean,
Parker, right?
well,
Yes, yes.
I don't know how old he is. That's kind of why I'm like, I don't even know like
Yeah,
where he's at. But I mean, he looks incredible. Like, I mean, he's already probably in my mind, he's locked in as the most improved player.
yeah. Well, I guess he is kind of. He's not really. It's kind of weird. He's in that. I wouldn't say he's in a potential place anymore. I'd say
No,
he's in his prime now. He's entered his prime now.
he's
He's not no
entering
longer
it.
potential.
Yeah,
He's entering
like
it. He's in grade
yeah,
10, so he's like he's no
yeah.
longer in that like potential of like a grade 8.
No,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Cerubi would be one you're talking about
Mm,
more so. Like
okay.
Jaden, his brother, is definitely a really great player and was up for the All Star voting. Didn't make it,
Hmm.
but his
Yeah,
brother Jordan is learning and following in the footsteps. So I think that's a good one there.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll let you take it away. You go for some here.
yeah. No, I want to. I want to go over some. So I think first off, I'm going to go to the Rams, and a player
Mm,
I'm looking at because I've actually been eyeing him for a couple of seasons now is Raul.
yeah.
Raul, Raul. Everybody, you got to pay attention to this kid. Okay, he's little, but that doesn't mean a lick. He can shoot that ball. His confidence driving the basketball.
Yes.
He looks like him and Adamo. I feel like
Mm,
Adamo and him are
yes.
very similar players,
Very similar. Yep.
very similar players, and I feel like as he continues to grow and continues to get a few more seasons in
Yep.
his belt, I feel like Raul can really like just literally accelerate and get up there because I'm watching it happen before my eyes. I'm watching. He has the
Mm,
basketball IQ. He has
yes.
the fundamentals. You know what I mean? And he actually has confidence, which is
Mm,
something that you're seeing too.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think you're gonna watch that. He's gonna be one of those potential future CYBL stars. I could see it probably in maybe the next like 2 years. Give it another two
Yeah, yeah.
years, and you'll see it. Another player that I would look at, just going even to a team like the Strikers. When I look at the Strikers, I'm looking at players like, well, obviously Adamo. He's on the list. He has been. He's
Yeah.
in grade 8 still, so
Yeah.
Adamo's definitely on there. He won the reason why we talk about him so much is because he's already winning stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I know it's hard, but he is definitely an up and coming for
He
sure.
isn't up. He's an up and
100%.
coming. And if you think about that, if he's winning stuff now,
Yes.
what do you think that means
Yes.
in
Yeah.
2 years?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
like we're talking that this kid could be one of the top 5 CYBL players in the next two
Hmm.
years.
Yeah.
I think he could be. I really think so. I'm not even
Yeah.
like obviously the only thing against him is his height, but I mean it doesn't stop him.
It
So
doesn't. No, his heart's there. His heart is 100% there. Yeah.
if he's already averaging what like 7 points a game oddly around that point right now as a grade
Hmm.
8. What do you think will happen when he hits grade 9, grade 10, grade 11? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Oh,
we're
I
going to
know.
start
He's
to
got
see,
years. He's got
yeah,
years.
he literally does. And he's a CYBL fam for a life type player, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
So
yeah.
definitely I can see that. And then I'm trying to think if I could think of one more player here that could be like a CYBL future star. And so as my brain kind of like has to kind of go through the teams here, I'm looking, and I'm also looking. Aha, it just hit me. So I'm looking at the Angels, and I'm
Hmm.
looking at Ryder. Ryder's
Yeah.
another one of those players that I'm looking
Yeah.
at. I'm going, okay, Ryder, I see you. I see what you're doing, and I see his leadership already. He's already a
Mm.
very vocal player for
Yeah.
his age. He kind of like leads by like that example. And so like I'm looking at Ryder and what he can do, he already can shoot the ball too. And there's
Hmm.
another player on that team as well that I think we should talk about, which is Carson. Because I think two of them
Yes. Oh,
together,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
two of them together, that Carson is another one too, who is an up and coming star player, I would say, in CRBL. And I might be missing a few, but that's what comes to mind right now. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, man.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I like all those picks, and I think they're all, it's. I mean, and we're gonna see people like that are already making their kind of move up,
Hmm.
just explode
Yeah.
as these guys, as these guys retire out of the league. We're gonna see, I think Ewan's gonna explode,
Yeah.
Orion's gonna
Oh, yeah.
explode,
Ewan's going to
you
be
know,
unbelievable. Orion's going to,
Noah
and Ewan,
Trottier, which has been a big
you know,
loss for the Warriors. Like we
it
haven't
has
even been
been.
able to talk about that
Yeah,
But that
yeah,
is
yeah.
a tremendous loss for them. And
It
I
was
think
that it
he's
was
one of
that
those
early
players.
injury season, right?
Early
I mean,
injury. Yeah.
early season injuries.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure, man. That's
That's
a
huge.
huge loss.
Wow, wow. I think you're honest. I was wondering. I'm like, I was thinking in my head the whole time, what is missing?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is missing
I
from the
think that's
Warriors?
got to be like one of the most hustle players,
Mm-hmm.
fights for every rebound.
Mm-hmm.
And despite not being like the tallest guy in the league, he
No.
gets a lot of the rebounds, and he just unfortunately, obviously, and he's just aggressive. So it was unfortunate for them, but
Yeah, that was a hard
I think
injury.
there's so many up and coming players on that team, and
Mm-hmm.
to like maybe like they're not really at the lower end, but they're in the mid pack, and I think they're just gonna become some of our stars though
Mm-hmm.
as these guys age out
Yeah.
here. But yeah, it's an
Yeah.
interesting path we've got ahead of us here. It's
It
sad,
really
really.
is.
I'm really sad about it.
Man, I
It's
know.
been a great run with these guys,
Yeah.
and they always bring excitement every game, and they bring their
Mm.
best effort.
You kind of want to hold on to it for as long as
Yeah,
possible.
yeah, exactly, right? Like, and the league has been so much better. It's just gone
Mm-hmm.
tremendously better, like we were talking about. Like, when you look
Yeah.
back at the beginning era, it's almost
Mm-hmm.
comical, right? Like, it was just, everyone was just figuring out what was going on. And now
Yeah.
we've just, like, and I think I love the push to excellence that these guys, like, it
Yeah.
brings up all the
Yes.
other players,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It's not like we're just like, oh no, we're just a house league. It's like, no, we have rep players that are helping
Exactly. I was gonna
to
say that.
push
Yeah.
everyone else to another level.
It really is. It really, that's what it's doing, right? Like you have rep players, they don't have to necessarily even be here. They could
No.
be just playing rep, but they actually enjoy being here, which I mean is saying something, right? About kind
Hmm.
of like the family, the community that they've come into. But then on top of that, on top of them joining here and actually being here, what you're also seeing is that they're not just here, but they are actually like giving everything, like 110%
Yeah.
into it all, right? And so like
Yeah.
that's what you can ask for. That's all you can ask for when you think of I just dropped my phone again, but it's gonna stay there for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a good take. I think we talk about we talk about we talk about the players of old that are gonna be out
Yeah.
of the league soon. It's gonna be crazy. Well, if you think about it, they're really gonna have only one shot at the OCC.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
One shot.
One
One shot.
shot, I know. It kind of solidifies yourself in CYBL history
Yeah.
for good, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
is after a point, it's going to be like, okay, yeah, it's great and all to win the finals, but the
Mm,
OCC is going to be the real,
OCC.
like it's kind of like winning OFSA. That's what, like, I mean, for us, we like it was in Barry, it was GBSSA, right? But
Okay.
if you won GBSSA, like to us, that was nothing. It was just like whatever we want. Like who cares? Like it
Yeah.
was. OFSA becomes this thing, and that's kind of what it's
Mm,
gonna. I think that's what's gonna happen with the OCC. It's gonna be like
yeah.
you're gonna be like, whatever, we won the playoffs, but like your sights are now set on the OCC, right?
CC.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I think
That's
that's kind of what's
crazy.
gonna happen. So and
Well,
there's
it
gonna
makes
be
it
put.
fun. It makes it
Yeah.
so much fun. It's like the World Cup. Because you think about it, like these
Yes.
teams are, or even on a smaller scale, like the Euro Cup or
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
what the Pan Am Cup or
Yeah.
whatever those are. Like all of those ones, it's gonna be kind of like that in a sense too, because it's like sure, like you're gonna play a couple like actual for a couple different championships before
Hmm.
that even comes up, right?
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of interesting how that's going to work, but
Yeah.
that's going to be, man, I'm excited. I'm really excited about the OCC.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too much into it though, because I haven't given enough details on it. People know
Right.
about it, but I don't know the detailed details yet. And so
Okay.
I'm gonna hold off for now on
All
that.
right.
But when we talk about the All-Star game, just before we move into some other things, uh, we talk about the All-Star game. When we talk about the All-Star votes, who are some of those players that you feel like got snubbed? Who are
Yeah,
some of
I
the
mean, it's
All-Star
hard
snubs?
because I do feel like if you had to kind of like look at stats and different things, I feel like all the people that got in were very deserving. So I
Hmm.
don't feel like that
Yeah,
there
yeah.
should like it was unfair in any way.
No, no,
I
I
do
agree.
think that Justin Koski,
Mm,
he made a late surge as far as like stats go, But as far as like a player, just great defense,
Hmm.
good basketball IQ. So that must have been a hard one for him.
Hmm.
But coming
Hmm.
back and being an all-star for so many seasons,
Yeah,
right? When he left, that must be hard.
yeah.
But I think the
That's so true.
transition.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah,
He was an all-star when he first came for multiple
yeah.
seasons.
No, for
Yeah.
sure, no. So I think that must have been hard. But he's
Hmm.
like he did what he could, and then
Yeah.
just in the legacy division, I'd say Abby. Like I think
Hmm.
just underrated what she brings to a team. Like
Yeah.
just that man, she's like she's one of the greatest sharpshooters. She just doesn't take all that amount of shots, but like when she
Yeah.
takes them, they go in, and you're just
Yeah.
like, you just can't give her space, right?
You
So that
can't.
is
Wow.
she was those
Yeah.
two. I think I did vote for, so I think that's kind of why I probably put them as my snubs. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I think back to even just like our championship run, like
Mm,
she was part of that team. She was part of the championship team.
yeah.
Um, and in that championship run, she hit some big shots.
Oh
Even in
yeah.
that champ, that's what I was just even thinking about that. Like she hit some pretty big shots for us during that championship run too. And she's only gotten better since then.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Tremendously better.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
incredible. So yeah, I think for sure like it's a snub, but not to the point where I'm like,
Yeah.
nobody else wasn't deserving of it, but like
Exactly.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
wish that she could have been in the All-Star game.
She was close.
She was close.
She was close. Yeah.
She was close. She was close. And then you've got another player that I would say also in the legacy that missed it, but also had a chance, and I think had a really good chance to make it. Ethan Judd. I'm looking at Ethan Judd, and I'm going
Mm,
like he's another player that really showed up this season. Like showed
yeah.
up big time this season. Like he's one of those players, man, that like if you like need a big shot
Yeah.
in the game, like he hits those big shots this season. This season has
Hmm.
been like a season for him where I feel like when you look at clutch player awards, like he could be in that conversation just because of the shots that he hits in the game when he does hit them. There are some big
Mm,
shots he's hit in the games.
yeah.
Um, so like Ethan Judd is a player that I would say uh, it obviously that could be a snub too. And then going into the Destiny division, I'm looking here and I'm saying, you know what, player that I think deserved at least more votes than they got. It has to be two players that I'm looking at: Cole Watson
Mm,
and Adamo. Adamo,
yeah.
I feel like Adamo should have been in the conversation more there.
Mm,
And then Cole Watson, I feel like could have made it too.
yeah.
Um, he should have made it too. And the next one too is Jaden as well. So
Great. Yeah.
but hey, I mean, this is what it's all. That's what makes it fun, right? That's what
Yeah.
makes it fun. So anyway, I know that the All-Star game is going to be a blast. It's going to be crazy.
Hmm.
It's exciting. Shifting gears now, we'll move into let's talk playoff brackets. Let's talk playoff action. We got wow, so many things, man, have happened to bring us to this point.
Yeah.
Where now we can finally take a look. We've been waiting for this moment, eh?
Yeah.
We've
Oh
been
yeah,
waiting for
man.
this
It was
moment.
excitement. Like, and it's
Yeah,
crazy because yeah, there was never
it was
last
not
week.
clear.
It wasn't clear until the last game was done. It
Hmm.
wasn't clear.
Hmm. At all.
The strikers had to lose for the Angels to make it still, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So like
crazy.
it came all the way down to the last game.
Wow. So this is huge, man. Looking at it here, let's look at this bracket here. I know you guys can't see the bracket right now, but if you go online to Instagram, you could definitely see it. But essentially, right here, you got quarterfinal matchup: Flames Angels first and eighth seed. You've got Golden Gates versus the Eagles. That's gonna be a big game. It's gonna be
Mm,
huge. You've got Lions versus Knights. That's also gonna be a huge game. And
yeah.
then you've got True North and Warriors, and that's also going to be a big game. There's no game here. I feel like that is not going to be tremendously huge, man.
Oh no.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So,
I
so
know. Yeah,
yeah,
that's I think what and are we the first game of the night? Is that how
you are
that's
the
work?
first game of the night. Yeah.
We're the first game of the night. Like that, man, like that's gonna start the night off just huge, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely huge. Like our game was a close one to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think they're going to come out just flying. I don't
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to come out
I think
maybe
it'll be
the
hungry.
way they were against us on last Friday. I think they're going to come out with more intensity, with more desperation,
Mm-hmm.
and we've got to match that. We can't
Yeah.
be sitting on our heels. And we got into foul trouble.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's something we have to work on too, because that's really what brought them back into the game. We
It
we
did.
had a pretty substantial lead in the
You did.
first there, and just too many fouls, and they're they are consistent at the free throw line, so that's just something we can't be giving them.
Free shots.
Yeah,
Free
free
shots.
shots, man. And then yeah, so I think that's going to be a great game just to set
Mm-hmm.
the tone for the night. What's the game after that? Is it Lions and Knights after us?
So after you guys is us, True North and Warriors.
Wow.
Yeah, big games.
Man, that's a huge game.
The crazy
Honestly,
thing is that it's one game, and it's one game. You could be eliminated. Just anyone could be eliminated. That's so crazy. It's gonna.
you know why I think like that your game's going to be one of the craziest is you've got like the Warriors are the best defensive team
Mhm.
in the league as far as points against.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy to think, man. Like
It's crazy.
but I always knew it because they just pressure teams to give the ball up. They do
Yeah,
exactly what you guys do, right?
yeah.
And so it's actually going to be funny to see you
It's
guys
gonna be
both
interesting.
doing the same tactics against each other and see who's going to come out on top. Like it's
On
two of the
top.
teams that have
Yeah,
kind of the same tactic defensively to just they double team you and double team you, and they've got
mhm.
the energy and the resilience to do
They do.
that all
They really
game
do.
long. They don't get
They
tired
really
one bit. They're like,
do.
yeah, we'll book it from one side to the other side. They don't care, man. So
No, they don't.
I am so interested to see that game. Like I don't know. I don't even know how to call that, but I think that's going to be a tight game for sure, man.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then yeah, Lions Knights, that's insane too. I mean,
Oh, you got like
man.
you got Dante, Ethan, and Eddie,
So
and
talking about like stories being written, kind of like you
stories
wanted to
being
talk
written.
about that.
Yeah,
Like
that's yeah.
I think like the Knights have probably one of the greatest stories going right now. Okay.
Mhm.
They've
Okay.
got Dante in his final season, right?
Wow.
We've
Wow.
got a player
Wow.
that's aging out of the league and he is
Yeah.
having an MVP caliber season, right?
He
Like
lived.
does
Yeah.
he win
Yeah.
MVP? Probably not. But the way he
Yeah.
played was worthy of an
It
MVP
was. It
style
was.
season. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you've got that, and then you've got all the other pieces around him that are just
Mhm.
tremendous. Can he make it in his last season to win it, right?
It's crazy. I think
Okay,
if
so
he
that's just
does.
one story. That's just one story. Then you got the Angels who come
Yeah.
back from the dead to life. And
Yeah.
can they make it from the last seed all the way to the finals, right?
Wow.
And then
That's
you
huge,
guys
Billy.
you've got your last season coaching True North.
So sad.
Can you finish it? Can
I
you
think we
finish it
can. I think
strong?
we can.
So I
Yeah.
love the stories being
A
written, man.
lot of
Like the
stories.
stories, Zach, like will Zach finally do it? Will Zach get the job done?
There's
Right?
so many stories.
Yeah,
There's so many
man.
stories. No, you're right though. Can Zach finally do it on his
Yeah.
well, like, without Paul Kasky?
Do the Warriors redeem themselves? Do they go all the way to the finals and
Yo,
play
these
the
stories are
Flames?
killer. These
Like, what if
stories are
they meet the
killer.
Flames in the finals again and they pull it out? Like,
They can too, because they're in
they
two different
can.
brackets still.
It's two different brackets. So what if they
My
do that?
goodness.
Like, it's just, there's so many stories being written here.
My goodness. My
My
goodness.
team, we're finally back together. We had a
Yeah.
break season. We're all back together, basically the exact same team. No KJ, but now we've
Yeah.
got Justin Koski, right?
Yeah.
And a rebrand, obviously, the rebrand. But can we do? Obviously, it's not literally a two-peat, but a two-peat
Yeah.
for us, right? Like
Yeah.
our team actually being together, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We did a Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Michael Jordan.
We did a Michael Jordan, right?
Yes. Yes. Wow. Wow.
So I
Man,
love
these
the
are some.
stories, man.
Wow.
Each team has a story going, and
Each team.
yeah,
I love it. I love it. There's a great story to each team. I think, wow, that in and of itself is like it's crazy. And so like who comes out on top? I think that's the question. And so that's where
Yeah,
we're headed here.
yeah.
What's your predictions, man? Top top three, but let's just go. Let's do it for fun. Let's go through all the rounds. I want to go through all the
Okay.
rounds and
All
just
right.
have just predictions for every round.
All right. Well, let's take turns. I'm
Yeah,
Flames and
yeah,
Angels. I'm
we'll do
gonna
that. We'll take
go.
turns.
Okay, I'm gonna say Flames and Angels. I'm gonna say, man, I want the Angels to win it so bad. I really do, honestly.
Alan speaking, guys. You hear that?
Man, I think the Flames win,
Hmm. Yeah.
but my heart wants the Angels to win.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What about you? What about you?
For them or for another team? What should
Yeah,
I
for
do?
them. Yeah, yeah,
For
yeah, yeah.
them?
Let's see
Okay.
what we're both predicting here. I want to see what you're thinking.
Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. It's so hard to say. I'm gonna say, realistically, my heart wants to say the Angels,
Hmm.
but my head is telling me the Flames. But we were wrong. We were wrong. We were wrong
I
last time.
think the thing we were wrong. I think Flames got caught off guard. You know, and like
Oh, no, yeah, no.
I think they were caught off guard. I don't think that's gonna happen again.
Yeah, I don't think so. I can't see them doing it two times in a row to the reigning champion with the squad that literally like essentially ramsacked the Rams.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah,
No pun intended. No pun intended. Essentially, that's what they just. It's actually that's. Oh my god.
and
Sorry, Rams. Forgive me, okay?
yeah, it's a
But
bad.
but essentially, right, what they did to the Rams without. Yeah, think about who they were without. I think that's what you look at here. Without Elliott, they're without Guy, they're without Aiden Bang, they're without um
Wisdom.
Wisdom, they were without one more person. Was it four or
Were they?
five?
No,
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 maybe
no.
four. It was
Four
four.
because
Yeah,
yeah, they
four.
had six. They had six.
Yeah. So like, wow, that's a
Top
lot.
line guys. Top line guys.
And they
Rebounders.
I know that's that's a lot.
That's a lot.
So and then for your this is what you're saying. Like you're seeing when we're talking about younger stars, by the way, like
Hmm.
Tyson, Jaden, you know what I mean? Even Landon now shooting the ball like he is. Like
Yeah,
you got these players coming in the mix and they're fitting in. They're fitting right into this flame system led by Coach Trevor. Shout out to Coach Trevor. You're
yeah,
killing it, bro. But essentially, like you look at that and you say to yourself, man, yeah, there's no way that the Flames are gonna lose the game. When I watch that
hmm,
game, I'm like, okay, the Flames are not gonna lose the Ames, and I can't see it. I think it's going to go down to the wire.
yes, it will go down to the wire. But when you have the most clutch
My
playoff
goodness.
performer,
My goodness. They
yeah,
led. Yeah.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
unbelievable. So it's
Unbelievable.
one of those things. It's hard, but I will say I think the difference in that game and was almost the difference in your game was JQ.
Mm,
If
yeah.
he
Yeah.
pulls off the single greatest point
Oh,
guard,
goodness.
performance in CYBL history, they beat the Flames.
Yeah.
I really think, like, without putting pressure on him, it comes down to what he does for that team.
Ooh. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. They need JQ. They need him, and they need
yeah,
honestly that duo with him and Michael, that is such a key
that's
duo.
key. Yeah,
That duo is unbelievable.
yeah,
So
oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
yeah. So I think that's a good take for those two teams. Then we go the Golden Gates, Eagles. I'll start off with this one.
Okay,
Um, I'm gonna say, oh man, this is also a hard one too. But I mean, considering that you have literally the best CYBL player of all time,
yeah,
and your collective group playing the way that they have, I think you guys are gonna come out on top. I don't think it's gonna be easy. I also think they like Eagles could upset, but it's gonna
hmm,
take it would take a lot for them to upset. I feel like it's just like some of them they have some players that are remaining from last season, so it's not a whole brand new team. Man, I think it's gonna be. I think defensively is where the struggle will lie. I think defensively, they're gonna have some problems. But if they can figure some things out defensively, I think that there is a chance. And then I think there's some composure at the end of games because if there's one thing I saw at the end of the last game with you guys played, it was a composure at the
Hmm.
end of the game there that they just kind of a couple too many turnovers at the end of that game. You know, a couple ill-advised shots when they had
Yes, yeah. Yeah, they
opportunities.
took I rewatched that. They took like two threes that didn't need to be threes,
Mm-hmm,
right? So
hmm
yeah, no, I do agree. I think that's kind of my prediction of the game as well. It's a close game, but I think Aiden is hungry for a championship. I think he's, you know, he can't go long without winning, you know.
It's been a bit
I
too long, right?
yeah,
One season.
one season's too much for that guy, right? Like, so I think we come out on top as well. But that's not downplaying the Eagles. I think the Eagles have a great coach in
Yeah,
Coach John there.
yeah, fantastic.
I think, and he's got, you know, he's got amazing basketball IQ. So
Hmm
I think it comes down to, you know, a few coaching things, maybe, you know,
hmm
like stuff like that.
Yeah,
That could be the difference in that game.
that's true, and I think it really is because I think people often forget the fact that when if they well, I mean they have to beat you first to even get there, so
Yeah,
that actually doesn't matter. But if they made it to the second round, they would be the court violations are a big thing. But we're not talking
right.
about second round yet; it's still first round. So that's my
Yeah,
prediction, and so that is that your take too?
yeah, that's
Okay,
my take. Yeah.
you can go ahead and start with the other one.
Yeah, so Lions and Knights, I'm gonna say it comes down to Rylan, you know. Rylan is a huge player for the Lions, and I think what we saw last game was just the frustration. And I understand it. You get frustrating games, but when
Mhm.
he keeps his composure, when he keeps his happy-go-lucky attitude that he has at
Yeah.
times, and he's getting
Mhm.
20 points a game, and
Yeah.
he's grabbing, you know, 10 plus rebounds a game.
Yeah.
That's a hard team to beat, right?
It
And
is.
it's nothing against Zach. Like Zach's amazing, but this is what kind of what we've seen in the past is you know, one player can't do it all. You do need help. You
No.
do need support. And I think Jacob Hackett, Ethan Judd, a few of their other players there. I'm just gapping names, but yeah, they like there's other help there, and they just need to trust in their guys. Oh yeah, I know I'm forgetting the one kid's name.
Lucas?
Lucas, man, they need to
Yeah.
utilize that kid.
They need
That
to
kid is going to be
utilize
the
him.
difference. He knows
Mm-hmm.
how to get lost on the
He
court so
does.
that no
He
one
does.
else knows where he is, and he's just right
Mm-hmm.
there at the rim, and he
Perfect
finishes it
moment.
every
Yeah, he
time.
finished. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it
It's
comes down
key.
to that. I think the Knights have had two really close losses, and I think they might pull it off. I think the Knights may win this one.
So, what's your prediction?
The Knights beat the Lions, yeah.
That's so crazy because that's my prediction, bro.
No way. No
That's
way.
so crazy. That's what I was going to say. I think the Knights just are going to overwhelm them this game.
Mm,
I think because Dante knows it's his last season. I think because they have
yeah.
Ethan Nate, which when Ethan Nate is there, it's a different game. It's a different game when Ethan Nate is there. And then not to mention that they have Eddie, man. They have Eddie. And like
Yeah.
they're still I feel like the three of them are like a big three, but they're still learning to play together.
Yeah, man, they're the
They're
big
still
three. They're
they're
the
big
big
three.
three that,
They're big
yeah,
three.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
You remember that? Bosch,
Yep.
LeBron. Yeah.
D Wade. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah,
This
they're
is
the
a
big
big three.
three.
It really
Yeah, that's
It
fun.
really
Yeah.
is. In all of the sense of the word too, because they're all really tall and they're really skilled. So when you think
Mm,
about it from that standpoint, like
yeah.
when you got those three guys doing their thing, and then you have a great supporting cast.
Huge,
You
huge.
know, Joshua Alltech is great.
He's up
Um,
and coming so much.
yeah, Jacob K. I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm calling Jacob K.
Kozlowski. Kozlowski.
Kozlowski.
Yeah.
Kozlowski. Yeah, he's another great piece too for them.
Julius.
Julie, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. This is a good team. This is a team that I think is a sleeper. I think that they are a sleeper in the playoffs. I think that they could rise up to the occasion and do some damage. And
Hmm.
I think my prediction is actually they take out the Lions in the first round. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. That is huge.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then final
Wow.
final game. I gotta let you take this one, bro. Just
Really?
just I
Okay.
I have to let you take this one first, man.
Uh,
It's my team. It's my team. But
I think your team's hungry to make
yes.
you proud. Like in your last season, do well by their coach who's brought them up this far. You guys were a bottom feeder team when you started out, and you've really brought up a legacy team. Funny enough,
Wow. Wow. That's so funny, actually.
you're in the legacy division, and they have a great legacy, and so I
Huh.
think I
That's
think
yeah.
yeah, I think they're gonna do right by you, and I think they're gonna do give it their all to get this win. So I think it's going to be close again. I don't think any of
Hmm.
these games are blowouts, but I do think
No.
you guys maybe pull it off 1 or 2 points.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be anything
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
well, it'll be a dramatic finish, but it won't be a destroying them or anything. But that's my take.
Yeah.
How about you?
No, I think that's a good take. I think, it's cool when you talk about legacy because it's crazy because now I actually got to start thinking about it, like
Hmm.
not get emotional because it's like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think about how long I've been coaching these guys, man. Like a lot of them were in grade like 7 and 8 when I first started. Liam when he first started with me, I think he was grade 9 or
Yeah.
I think so. It's like it's so much has changed since then, since they first started, man. And like it's honestly like seeing the improvement and the growth and like us then make it to the top, to the pedigree, win the championship, and then consistently be in the top. And yeah, we've had some things happen to us like last season. We should have gone further. Liam gets injured. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like things happen. You know what I mean? We get upset by the Knights the season previous to that. So we've had a few. The last two
Few
seasons have been kind of tough,
disappointments. Yeah.
a little bit tough, but we ended off the regular season on top, so you can still say that we are a contender. And then going into this season, one thing that I really saw in True North, my team, which I love you guys, one thing I saw in my team was that they essentially like you said, they rose to the occasion. 4 game winning streak, 4 game winning streak, man. We haven't lost a game since like October.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
think about that for a
Yeah.
second.
You guys had the worst start to the season.
Yeah, I know.
You were in last place.
We were in
Like,
last place.
yeah,
Yeah, it was a scary start, to be honest with you. But we haven't lost a game since October. Where honestly, it's kind of like yeah, it's incredible. And I think that momentum and that hunger, like you said, is just infused in them. And so I see us coming out of this game, escaping the game. I don't think we're gonna but I think it might be a little more than 2 points. I'm gonna say about five. I'm gonna say about 5 point
yeah, it
spread.
could be. Yeah, yeah,
I'm say
yeah.
about five points or so. I think we'll probably take this one by, but it's gonna be tight, man. Because I know that at that same breath, while I say that, the Warriors are hungry. Because the
They are.
Warriors, they
They
need
need to make it
revenge.
back. They need
They need
revenge. Yeah,
revenge. You know what I mean? Like they got ousted by the Flames, and it was like one of those games where you wish you could have it back because you feel like you would play better, but they needed the
yeah,
experience in order to do
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So then that brings us to Flames and Golden Gates.
Woo. James Golden Gates.
I'll let you do
Uh,
that one. I'll
yeah,
let
I'll
you do
hit
the
this
honors.
one. Playing the Golden Gate second round. Insane, man. Insane. I think the Flames are going back to the finals, man.
Hmm.
I had to I'm just looking at this and like just the momentum that they're on, just the chemistry that they have, the talent on their team. And
Hmm.
though I think it will be close because anytime you have Aiden, you're gonna have a close game,
Yeah,
and you guys are coming along. I think they're gonna overpower. I think they're gonna be too overpowered for
yeah,
the Golden Gates. That's my
yeah,
take. I could be wrong,
yeah,
but the Flames are a scary team. Like, I'm glad that I'm not in that
yeah.
bracket. I'm
Oh
glad that
yeah.
I don't have to play them because they are scary.
They are probably, I would say, they've got to have the most talent on their team. Like
Yeah.
it's talent packed. Not that I think
Mm-hmm.
it's an uneven team. Obviously,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
look at
yeah.
it like they finished first, but not by much. Like it was just
Not
a
by
point
much.
differential. And so I don't think it's anything like that. I do think they have a lot of talent compared to my team. I
And
think it's going
future
to come
talent.
down. Yeah, I think it's going to come down to heart for my team. Like,
Mm,
how badly do they want it?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
going
yeah.
to come to people rising to the
Rising
occasion,
to the
like
occasion.
Justin Koski, who I do feel has
Yeah,
risen in these
yeah.
last few games, has really risen to the
Yeah,
occasion. I think,
he looks back to like the Koski of old, like the
yeah,
old
he's
Koski.
a difference maker player, right? Because like you can't hinge everything on Aiden. You'll never win that way, right? You can't. It's impossible, right? And so
Yeah.
it comes down to other people stepping up, doing
Hmm.
what they have to do to, support the team. And so I'm hopeful. I really am hopeful.
Yeah.
I I do think they have the edge, but I hope my team brings their heart to that game, and I think we could pull it off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Obviously, I'm going to say yes. I'm not going to vote for the Flames on that, but I do think they have the edge in that game, and it's
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
scary game for us for
It
sure.
is a scary game. I don't know how much time we have left on this pod, so I'm just looking at the
Okay,
time.
let's wrap her up quick
Yeah,
then.
let's wrap it up. So let's go. We're gonna go, I think, True North
Knights and True
and
North.
Knights. True North and Knights.
I
That's
think
a
the
tough
Knights
one.
could pull it off. I think the
They
Knights could pull
could.
it off.
They could.
Just because they figured out your T press there at the end. If they bring
Yeah.
that into the next game, like they were demolishing you guys till you did that. They were running you over. Do you remember that? They were
I do
running you into
remember
the ground.
that. I do
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah, it was crazy. The first 6, 7 minutes of that game were insane. I do think, however, that I think our defense is just a system that is a constantly moving, constantly adapting system. That's all I can say. And so I think just in that, I think we come out on top.
Right.
So my prediction is us, but your prediction is
I don't know. You guys are still hungry. That one's again a hard one. I think like as far as like I think it comes down to heart for your team because I
hmm.
honestly think they have a little bit more than you do this season.
Okay, yeah.
With
Confidence.
what they have, yeah, with what they have in the center, just a little bit. I think they just have a little bit more than you do this season.
Mhm.
I think your bracket is like my bracket.
Yeah.
I give them the edge, but I think you could make it as well. I'm gonna
Okay.
say I'm gonna say probably you guys. Just I'll give it to
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give
Yeah.
us you
Okay.
and I one last rematch in the
One last,
finals. That's what I'm
one
calling
last
you and
serious
I one
game.
last rematch.
Wow. And that would mean in your predictions that makes the Flames and the Knights go at it for third, which I think that's actually a pretty insane third place game too. And
Yeah,
another iconic matchup for the ages because I feel like the
right.
Knights and Flames have played each other a couple times
Oh
in big
yeah,
games.
yes,
So
yeah.
I think that would be a big one too. To which I do think that if that was to happen, the Flames would come out. So, this is not my prediction. These are yours.
That's
These are
not your
yours.
prediction. So you would have me against the Knights. So what would be your
Yes.
prediction?
Yes, yes, yes. So, you against the Knights, I think you guys come out on top against the Knights. I think strictly because Aiden is gonna just be like, okay, we need a win kind of thing.
Yeah,
So I think that would take place, but then I also could see the other side, man. It's so hard to say. It's not like it's so hard to say, but that makes it fun. It makes it good because that's what
yeah,
we want because the teams are balanced. So like, it makes it hard to say because then when I look at like the Knights, like they also have so much that they
yes,
could
they
go
do.
to, so many players that they could go to. So it's like it's hard, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna say Golden Gates come out on top. So that, and then we,
Yeah,
yeah.
nice.
So and then who do you say comes in top in third place?
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna put. So obviously, I'm putting the Flames and the Knights there. I think the Flames would win that game,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then for you and I, obviously us. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it'll be fun. I think that'll be a really good
It'd be a
game.
fun game. It'd be a fun
A
game. I
really
think it
fun
would
game.
kind of go like the last time. Like it would be pretty well like a tie going into half, and just
And then we win at the end.
yeah, yeah. You mean Golden Gates, right? Yeah,
Ah, you agree with me,
yeah. No, I thought you were talking about Golden Gates. My bad. Yeah, yeah.
man.
Uh,
But in my predictions, what I'm seeing is
Listen, if you're there against the Flames, I think you lose. If it's
okay.
your predictions, honestly, yeah,
You think so?
I don't
You
think you
think
guys
so?
make it. No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Eh?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know. I think again, because of the strict, so the facts being two things. The team, well, we both have extreme team chemistry, but our organization on defense, I think, is the difference maker in almost every single one of these games. Is literally comes down to our organization and strategy on defense. And that I think is what's going to separate us from like some of the great teams. Like some of the greatest teams that have the biggest potential, in my opinion, will have trouble breaking through our defensive system at this
Mm,
point in the season. It took us a while to get
yeah,
here again, but at this point in the season, I just think it's going to be really hard. I think it's going to be really
yeah,
hard.
yeah,
I think it's going to be really hard for a team like the Flames to break through that system.
yeah,
So that's why I got to put us on top because I think
yeah.
that's the difference there. Now it could be the thing is the here's the Flame, right? They can shoot themselves into the championship, but they can shoot themselves out of the championship at the same
Hmm.
time.
Yeah.
If they're on fire and nobody is stopping them. But if they're
Hmm.
off, it could be it.
Well, and that's the whole key is just getting them off their game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Making sure they're off their game. Yeah, they are. They're the greatest, offensive power there is right now.
It's insane.
96. The next closest team
Wow.
is the Lions, who's 24 points behind that.
Wow. Wow.
So, yeah,
My goodness. Wow. Yeah, they can
yeah,
score, eh? They can score in bunches.
they can score, man. Oh, yeah, they have no problem scoring, man.
I
And their
mean, as you
defense is
saw,
pretty good, but it's just not nearly what their offense is. Their offense is
no,
unbelievable.
their
Yeah,
offense, their offense is incredible. So I think it's going to be interesting, man. I think these predictions that we just gave you guys, these are predictions that are literally just like they're like holding and they're sitting in the balance right now. You know
yes,
what I mean? They're just like they're right there and they're on the edge because like anything can happen, which is like
yeah.
the theme of CYBL playoffs. But like to add to that, every single every single team has a story that can be written. And so I think
Hmm.
it's gonna be a blast. Now as we come to a close, guys, why don't you leave your comments down below? You know, let us know what you think. Let us know what your take is. Let us know who you think your predictions are to make it out. Who you think coming first, second, and third. We want to hear it. It's fun. It's fun stuff. Who do you think are the up and coming stars in CY? We want to know these things. And what players do you think should have made the All Star team? I want you guys to get engaged and share with us what you think because it's just fun talking about these things, these topics as we come in. And what is the greatest story to be written this playoffs?
Hmm. Yeah.
So there's a lot of things here. But anyhow, I think we're about time now. Hey, Al, would you
Yes.
say?
Yeah. That was a big one today. Big
That's a
one.
big one for
Yeah.
sure. A lot of things to cover. But yeah, we love you guys. Stay blessed. God bless you guys. And remember, put God over everything, and you'll see the amazing things He does in your life. Take care,
Amen.
guys. God bless. See you again soon.